Hello, welcome back to XDF Records. XDWC is now behind us and we have October to go through before we can head into November. Thank you very much for everyone who did XDWC. Please check out my video that I made about the end of XDWC and watch all of the fantastic runs, of course, on all of the channels. This stream has no XDWC in it, but we'll probably talk about it throughout it. If you have not seen, XDWC was fantastic. So yeah, go and check out. Few of the usual things. Donations, it is much appreciated. If anybody has the ability to donate, please do like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I need to beg, because please do. It makes me feel warm and good inside. Also subscribe tomorrow, the link's in the description. That's where all these runs come from. They get uploaded automatically. So do all of those things. With all of that done, I will try and remember if there's anything more I need to talk about. But there should be everything at the end of the XDWC video, so go watch that one. Link in the description, of course. So this month we had a number of players, and at the top of our list we have Riffo with 28, Floopy with 14, Shinx with 12, then Source 2, Amnesia, Gibbs, JH, Morrow, Woe, Goblin, Sauna, Lundra, Akamoli, Dr. Yes, Infinity, Inside, Ninya, Shirasaki, Mirio, Amino, Knight, Squares, and Padviz. 118 total records. Over on the stats side of things, we have taken a picture of the wrong thing. There was 118 total records, 113 videos, there's 73 unique maps, and there is 24 unique players. That's correct. I forgot to change the top two because I'm an idiot. I can't be bothered to restart now, so there we go. At least they're the ones that I know the stats for. Yeah, the reason that the videos and total records are very similar, ignore that number of total records and look at that number of total records. We now have automatic video uploading after the end of every record. Once the server shuts down, the video will be automatically uploaded. The couple of difference is from bug demos and stuff like that. Sometimes things go wrong, but there will always be runs, and it's always been when a record was overwritten by a record while it was still recording. Strange little things like that, but it will only get better from here on out. Other than that, we have Goblin remaining at the top of the Relax Running leaderboard. Not a massive amount changing this week, though there was a lot of practice going on up to XDWC. We have Dizzy, known as Pot Hunter, overtaking Cool, known as Slow Ass Strafer, down in the 8th and 9th position. Everybody else stays pretty much the same. And Uchi moves up into our top 20 of the overall. A sign of things to come through XDWC, as he was absolutely flying this year. As you can see, everybody's got green points. That's just kind of how it goes during XDWC when nobody's playing on these maps. Things tend to just gain points as random players will join and make random maps that these guys have got hundreds and hundreds of maps played. They make random maps slightly more powerful. But onwards to HP. We have Riffo still on top. Not much changing until you fall down to JH, who had a hell of a grind just before XDWC, practicing, boosting up a lot of his XDWC maps, which of course are worth a lot of points. Gains 2 places, Floopy stays in the same place, but Knight dropping down at 2, and everything else stays the same through the hardcore parkour ratings. So let's hop into the videos. We are starting off with Nosf Dervish from Ninya. This is the only record I have that I marked down, and that's because I couldn't figure out, I'm just stood in the water off to the side there, I couldn't figure out how to finish this map even after watching the video. It is a very tricky map. I do know now how to finish it, but I was trying to watch the previous world record and figure out what the actual requirements were. But it turns out that you have to go up that pillars at the end, and you can go up any of the others. Weird checkpoint stuff, but there we are. Now onto the new maps of this month. There are quite a few of them, and some of them are broken. And a lot of rocket stack maps. full week, full month now, first time of the new everything. New overlay, new image at the end. Clean. And yeah, they're just gonna chill out. It's a different vibe here. Very different vibe. There's there's 2.5 hours of videos this month, and we have 77 minutes of 2 doing Run Don't Stop, which is absolutely insane map. So that's gone right to the end of the playlist, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. There is a chance, because of the way Run Don't Stop is, it's a map that's very simple and just whatever. Because of how Run Don't Stop is, there is a chance that I will just like put that in the corner, and then we'll just play some DeFrag while watching it. You know, we can do stuff like that. I won't play Run Don't Stop because I know I won't be able to beat his record. It isn't a terrible record. But yeah, it's not exactly. I can get through a couple of. Oh hey two. I can get through a couple of VP 100 records because they at least, especially now, they've kind of got past the storm of just average whatever runs, and people have put some decent grind into every map. This map I was playing. Who was I playing it with? I can't remember who I was playing with the other day. This bit, pain in the ass. These rocks aren't solid, so you can't bounce on them. You have to get that just right, that final rocket, to get you enough speed and height straight across. Tricky little map. Actually quite a cool map. Would be better if the rocks were solid, but, you know. That would require people to actually test them. Rico B. A fantastic run from our wonderful admin Morrow. I need to play this map. This is the sort of map that I'm like, I don't know why, hexagons, kind of good at those. Kind of good at hexagons. Yeah, Rico makes some very nice looking maps sometimes. So, like, they're just simple maps as well. Sometimes just looks good. There's a lot of new maps this week. And a lot of the runs, when I was organising them, I could see that a lot of them had multiple. But that's just because we were coming into XDWC. I mean, XDWC started on the 12th. So realistically, we've got 12 days of records. And there was a lot of records uploaded right at the start of the month. And then everything else is just new maps, because that's what there was. It's surprising that there's this many records, to be honest. 113 records, that's like a slow month. That's pretty good for a start of XDWC month. It has relied on those new maps. It has relied on instant world record video uploading. We'll see how much of a difference that makes to the length of these videos in the future. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Free WR vids. They're not free. You've got to finish. To finish first you must finish, and all that. This map, God, you need to watch this run, and if you play this map, remember this run, because otherwise you'll be going, why the fuck am I like 5 seconds slow? Why am I getting absolutely murked by noobs? And the reason is, you've got to come in this way, take this, and get a rocket launcher. Yeah. Yeah, I was tearing my hair out because I wasn't even getting to that like water jump. I was trying to get across the water jump, and I was like, how the fuck are you meant to do this? And I was like to Des, he had a 33-second run, and I was getting to the water jump with 33 seconds. So how do I knock off that much time, and how do I get across this? Because it's not just getting across this that's going to do it. And Des was like, go watch world record video. Is that meant to be slick? Oh, that was something I should have mentioned at the start of the video. Hello. If you're still watching at this point, you're probably the sort of... Did Amnesia just start this map without... Oh, I've got a good time on this map. Did Amnesia really just start that late? What? What? Okay, I have no idea what this run is. Literally the first run. How is it even 37 seconds? Oh yeah, the finish is right here. Amazing. Yeah. No, I've definitely played this. But I suspect that Amnesia was going through trying to finish maps that hadn't been finished, because there's a few of them. Amnesia got quite a lot of records this month on new maps. So I assume that he was just finishing everything that was available. Nicely done, nicely done. Anyway, if a map is broken, has missing slick, has whatever, if you want maps testing, please message me. If maps are broken that are on the server, I will try and fix them. If there's checkpoints that are impossible to do, message me, I will try and fix them, because I can fix them in the maps, or I can fix them in the entity files, or I can fix them by pestering Des to go and delete the checkpoints and then doing a proper run. But yeah. Please let me know. Because I want these to be, you know, we try to keep a higher quality of maps on here. And that certainly hasn't been entirely the way recently. Yeah, I think Amnesia saw how many got dumped at once. Because there was a big dump. It was like... I think Riffo recommended a shitload of maps at the same time. And... Morrow hadn't uploaded because he was working on all the XDWC stuff for a bit. So he didn't do much with uploading maps to the servers because he was trying to set all the servers up for XDWC for a few days and get everything... Because we needed to get the video recording stuff sorted, which is why the video recording got upgraded because of XDWC. And so, yeah. Your XDWC champion here, taking well, Future at the time that he set this record. This is a really tricky map. Like, and it's going to be tough because there's no way that most people can do Goblin Run and like the world record route. But people are actually going to have... So people are going to have to find their own routes. But finding a decently fast route is challenging, to say the least. Art of Rally has such a good soundtrack. There are 2 game soundtracks. I've said this on this stream plenty of times. There are 2 game soundtracks that I've actually listened to in the game. One of them's Art of Rally, one of them's Minecraft. Technically I've done... Xonotic, because I do the commentary with the Xonotic soundtrack only, but that doesn't really count because it's still in VLC, not in game. But yeah, let's see if I can make sure the volume on everything's correct. Yeah, that volume bug that I was having a few months ago was, yeah. I have the music immediately, like the first thing I did was turn the music off in Ultra Kill. Whoo! That's why it's called Flick Shot. That's a super sick macro, gotta check that out. I don't like playing FPS games. I forgot to fix the Bruno thing. I don't like playing the... Wait, is this not working? No. It's not picked it up properly. Hold on, we'll fix it. Audio capture.
Dildos.
There we go.
Pens. Pencils. Coins.
The memes and bullshit are back.
Pebbles. Broomstick handle. Fishing rod handle. Umbrella handle. Toothbrush handle. Hockey stick handle. Fingers. Small glass jar. Test tube. Screwdriver handle. Stiff cocks. Cigar. Banana.
Yes, I think so. Hold on, I wasn't paying attention properly. This map actually got removed from the servers, so I'm going to assume that it's supposed to have a one-way wall. Yes, it's meant to have a one-way wall. The thing with the one-way... So this map is actually broken with the one-way wall. There's the subway multi-lap that's got a one-way wall that needs just removing, because that'll work fine. But if we remove player clips, you'll be able to go straight over the edge of the map. Because just doing the player clips command will let you jump out over the edge. So yeah, that's gonna suck. I'm kind of half watching and also trying to update counters. Oh, this map's pretty good. This is a good run. Sometimes I'm worried when I see runs from people like Dr. Yes and stuff who generally do have... It's more like the time zone thing. People that are on weird time zones. I'm sometimes worried that the runs aren't going to be great, but this is a pretty good run. Like, it's... That looks like old Hagar for some reason, but there's no way because it's Quake 3 map. But yeah, sometimes there's some absolutely dreadful runs from these kind of guys. Who's the other one? Leet. Leet's another one. My Firefox just crashed. Full hard crash. Lovely. Nice run there, Floopy. Very nice run. Apologies for the absolute lack of commentary. I like this map. I played this map in a... Did I play it in a War Cup? Yes, I did play it in a War Cup. I played it in Quake 3 Burst. So this map sucks in Xonotic because it should have health. And also ammo. But, you know. It's not too bad, to be fair. It's not too bad. Okay, hopefully I fixed everything. And now we can enjoy 2's run, a good one, on VP100 BFG. Someone's just Woe's just mentioned Mac in the in-game chat if anybody wants to run a Mac live reaction to this run. I like this cut. I did it. I fucked this run completely after I did that, but I did that. It's quite fun to do. JH is still going for VIP. Oh, JH got VIP for anybody just before XDWC, I think, or just during XDWC, something like that.
I just want to fucking get my dick out and slap it around on the desk. Just slap it around, brother. Swing it around like a fucking helicopter. Look at him.
Thank you, Mac, for your live reaction. Of course, the reason Mac is unable to play XDF at the minute and is currently doing real life things like a nerd is because I have him locked in a basement ready to give his live reaction at any time. He said he was going rogue, but I just locked him up. this is pretty much the prime guide for how to use a Crylink in this game. There are not many maps with the BFG / Crylink / whatever where people actually kind of use it fully. There's a couple of BFG ones, but I mean, it's not perfect full gas, but it's pretty good. It's better than what most runs are. Like when I've tried to work out how to use the BFG when this map first came out, that was harsh. Because everyone uses it like a BFG rather than like a Crylink with the pull, or they just use the pull. And that's what was happening with the previous runs to this. Like here, it's best to be looking where you're going. But then there's certain other situations where the push is stronger than the pull, so you might as well use the pull. Might as well use the push. But if you can see further, and the push is also faster firing, so that's also better. I think maybe it'd be an insane run. What's the record over on Quake 3? DeFrag racing VP100. I think we're probably faster than this, and VP100 BFG is not uploaded to World Spawn. No man then. What's the RL one then? RL's 1552 in Quake 3. And I reckon surely Crylink's got to be faster than Rockets. Like it's only slightly faster here. Surely Crylink has to be properly faster. And I reckon 2's a better player than Ovakin. Watch someone play DFWC 2017-6 in A-Hop. Tofu posted it. Absolutely cracked. Just the ability to turn on a dime in DeFrag maps. If you think CPM versus VQ3 is insane, it's like another level of that. Big slowdown there. I'm not doing analysis. Now, what was it? What map was that then? My scrolling finger's gonna hurt in a second. Oh, he didn't even post it in Momentum Model, a prick. Another nude map. That's mapping. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, it's the one that's got the bit that it's the one that's got the section out of DFWC. It says at the top of the corner. 1 second. It is nude F10M1. The FF10M1 in. Oh, actually no, it'd be DF. It'd be F10M1. I don't think it is a nude map. Actually, I think it just uses textures. I get confused by the naming scheme for maps in Momentum, whether they change names or not at some points. Ooh, hyperspeed. I feel like the explosion radius and stuff of the Crylink doesn't let you keep speed as well as the rocket launcher. I feel like Rockets, you can you shoot them just before you hit a wall, and it softens the wall hit, and you can keep more speed through a wall. But it might just be that you go so much faster with the BFG that it's impossible to do that. And you can't turn your wish deer as hard to be able to, like, glance. Ooh. Intended step up? Just underneath that. Good. See there, you know you're going in a straight line. You don't have to look at the correct direction. This stream started ass, and now I'm going to do some proper analysis on this run because I really like this map. I intend to go for something decent on this map in a version of Momentum mod, and I'm not sure what at the minute. Oh, go on, go on, go on. Woo! This is still the level of map, like, you know, sometimes I panic for no reason in these runs, because, like, you're watching the world record, so they're not going to hit their head or fail, but actually on a 15-16 minute map they might. But yeah, I want to go for something in this run on this map, because this map is pretty much the same length as a Quake 1 speedrun, which I'm now getting close to being able to do in under 20 minutes. I'm still probably way far off. I probably need to add one more strategy to my run. But I'm at, like, I got a 21:13, and that's got at least a minute of time save if I just didn't die. So yeah, sub 20 is close, but I've got to not die. And the problem with that is, like, I was doing some ballsy strats in episode 1, the final episode I do them backwards. I was doing some ballsy strats in that and just rushing because I'd already died. So it was like, yeah, whatever. Because I've been doing, last couple of days I've done an hour of attempts a day. And then when it gets to the point where, you know, I've done 40 minutes of attempts, the next one is a no reset, because it's fun to do no resets, and you need to get to the end of the map, and yeah. Rip. Trackmania just announced a massive speedrunning tournament, but it's Trackmania 2020, so that's boring. Hardly anyone actually speedruns TM 2020. Hardly anyone full game speedruns, not individual, obviously, it's all speedruns, but full game. How long did the secrets hunt take? Should I go XDWC secret hunting on a side screen while we watch the 2 run-don't-stop run? Would that be entertaining? Oh wait, chat's not on screen. Chat's back. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back, chat. Oh, that's really clean. That's whole section super nice. Just the right amount of slowdown. Super clean. Meow meow meow. into the golf hole. Of course, golf's a terrible sport. The idea of golf is to play the least amount of golf. Now you could say the same thing about speedrunning, because that's what my dad did when I argued with him. It's like, you've been a time trialist your entire life and all you do is play time trial racing video games.
Oh, I could just fucking... I could go for a fucking...
Same. Same. But my argument against that is that when you go for golf, you go for a round of golf. It's very rare that you... Like, yeah, maybe you hop on for just a run of Quake, you know? I've done it before. Been like, oh, I want to do something. Like, we've got like 10 minutes. Oh, well, that's like long enough to just bash out an episode, you know? Happens. Still got no clue what he's saying. I could translate it, because it's a lot easier to hear on my end than I assume it is on the stream. But at the same time, yeah, you have heard the original. He's just going, I could go for a fucking, I could go for a fucking... And he just ends, because he doesn't know what he could go for. Could be a curry, could be a shit, could be anything. Just pure Australian bee-hopper rage right there. I tried to get the F120 keyboard reaction cut down, but there's no way to cut it down without just being keys smashing and it sounds shit. So I left it. It's just that one. I've just realised I need to ask VP how he does this section. Nah, it's a lot of dead air. If I did it, I'd have to do it the whole thing. Wait, the Bruno vid is... Oh, fuck, yeah, the Bruno vid is cheaper. No, oh, yeah, no, the Bruno vid's balanced badly. So, the Bruno one is meant to only do objects that I've shoved up my arse and then stop. But I set it so that if you're a subscriber or a VIP, you would get the whole thing. The problem with that is that when I set that, I had no subscribers or VIPs. JH broke it. So, there's the second option. What did I set for this? Because there's... so the other one is that if you roll a number between 1... The other one is that if you're not a subscriber, it'll roll a number, and if you get 1 and 69... So JH, if you want some hidden gambling, you need to stop being a VIP and then go for the Bruno Fronsvik. But I've edited it so that it's now... If you're a VIP, it will pick a random number between, I think, however many seconds that free one is, and the video length. So it'll randomise the length of it. I did that with another one as well, I think. I can't remember what I did it with. But yeah. GG! Absolutely amazing run. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this Firebot that I use is Turing complete. Because some of the shit that I've done with it by updating, like you can update a counter and you can give it a random number and then you can read that random number. And that's how I do the randomness stuff. By updating random numbers and reading random numbers and then saving random numbers. And just like, yeah, it's because of that and the fact that you can add and subtract from those counters at will, it pretty much do anything. You can do maths with this like explicitly do maths, because counters are variables and you can make them do things. Holy! That finishing speed. I've had to rewatch, when I was editing the video, one bit that was difficult to line up and get everything set was the end of Goblin's Run on map 4, JH's map. That frontal rocket is absolutely beautiful. I'm pretty sure he did it absolutely perfectly. Like, Goblin's just an absolute master. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I was lucky enough to be on with Floopy and Banano and a couple of others. And... Ooh, just jumped 3. And we figured out a pretty good setup for it that got you consistent, but it's a pain in the arse. Like, it gets you more consistent stacks, but it's a pain in the arse to get through the door. So if you suck at stacks, I can't remember what it was now though, and it's apparently not the world record. If you suck at stacks but are better at strafing and can do spacing manipulation, but I don't think it's super fast in the end, because you have to do a lot of spacing manipulation, and that always, like, spacing manipulation is surely slow. Yeah, just do that for stacks. Theory could do stacks with a standstill. Yeah, like stacks require setup and practice and stuff to do. You have to just know the timings. Like, by the end of XDWC map 4, I could do the beginning stack, because it is a stack, even though you're not shooting the rocket at the end, it's a jump and you can press 2 buttons at the same time, for God's sake. I could do that in 30 FPS on a bed with a wireless mouse that's really laggy, using a pillow for a mouse pad, and yeah. But stacks require knowledge and practice and lineups. Last year's map 5, that was a shame. That was a great shame that the stack didn't become faster because of the random blob. You portal red? I need to go back for trying to finish COS. Actually, I need to fix COS 25. I need to decomp it and fix that fucking fall through the floor bullshit. And then I'll give it another go. It won't invalidate any records because you just purposefully don't touch the floor in the bit that you fall through the floor on. So it probably won't make the map any faster either, which is quite a nice thing. That it won't make the map any faster, it won't make the map. Although I probably now need to finish it. Yeah, too many vertices, bollocks. The one on the floor's not too bad. If you know about it and can remember it. Because you can get around it quite easily. But the one that the wall ride disappears? I mean, it's a 25-minute map or whatever. Try and remember that. Was this a duplicated one? Oh well. Even if it was, it's fine. Yes, so this map, this is the correct one, but there's Speedway Strafe Multi-Lap and Speedway Slick Multi-Lap. And yeah. Knight, unfortunately, unable to take part in XDWC due to lagging as hell. We have, of course, also already seen the run. This may be a better Woe Nero if you're struggling. Take a look at this run, the older runs. That's also a good thing. I think YouTube's terrible for being able to search this sort of stuff. You know, you search a map name in Morrow's channel videos, you'll never find it, the video you want. Like, if I want to specifically put a video because someone said, oh, can you put this video at the start? And I go to get the link and I search for it, the best thing to do is just to load a bunch of videos and use Control F, because then I know it's within the last month or so and I can find it. Because if I search, then I'm more likely to get like a 6-year-old video. Like, yeah, here you go. Here's Dizzy's run from 2012. That'll do. Oh, I love this map so... I should have stolen these textures. What the fuck? I remade these textures as my checkpoint textures. I should have gone and stolen these ones. There's a lot of surf maps that look like this, with this styling, and it does make me want to learn surf a bit better. It does make me want to learn surf. But surf hurts my hands. Press the buttons too hard. Just left and right, left and right. You can do that without getting into the finish. Huh. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a history. I think the other one would be to have a history in the website, history of records section, so that you can look at older records if you want to. Just a button for you know, all the old records, and they just go there. Off to the side. Although the videos need paginating still, because they take, for if you click on them it'll crash your browser on some people's web, some people's pages. I was looking for who a certain player was because they've got a name change. Can't remember who. Oh, it was WHT, and I was trying to find out who it was because of a name change. It's like, oh, you're in the top 20. Who the fuck are you? And I was selecting through and went onto the page. I was like, oh, so it's definitely a good player because they've got like 400 records. Right. So it's an old player. I'll know this person. I'll know. Oh, it's fucking just, yeah, loading 500 YouTube iframes. Like, oh right, yeah. I'll go somewhere else and I'll make a cup of tea and I'll come back. Ooh, beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. BBWR at the end there though. The vids are in reverse order, are they? They shouldn't be. They are oldest to newest. There's a couple of... Unless I pissed this up and downloaded them backwards, they should be oldest to newest. There are some videos where the last run is faster because I take all of the runs that are really good and put them at the start, and I take all of the new maps from the month and put them at the start. So, and like I messaged you earlier with the who I pick for what video. Like Goblin got it because he was the fastest on this map, so he got the early video. And then there's other ones where I'm like, Morrow never gets a video, but JH gets shitloads, so bollocks to JH getting a video like bumped up. He can ask me for one. He can just literally say put this one at the top of the list and I'll do it. Yeah, so it's just a lot of finicking around. That's a cool corner. That got to be really hard to build. That curved corner at the start there. King Cobra JFS. The legend returns. Why is there so many... Why is there a run on cool cage runs, man? What happened here? XDF.gg map cool cage. What happened here then? So Shinxie set 2 records. Back-to-back days, I believe. Yeah, right at the start of the month on the 3rd and the 4th, Shinx takes it. Then good old Source here takes the record on the 7th. Despite all my rage, I'm still just straight for the cage. It's true, we do cage Source up every year to play XDWC because otherwise he just wouldn't. He'd get one weapon and he'd be done, so we have to cage him. I was caged up the entirety of XDWC to make sure I did all the videos. Mirio orchestrates all of this. Morrow was let free after XDWC and has not returned. We'll see when he does. It is a lot of work. Like, I saw some people over the last year. We're far enough into this video to do a rant. People saying like, oh, what the fuck, Morrow's never around, doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, you don't see the dev chats. The guy's not around a ton, but he has kids and a life and like proper adult things, and the server's not going to pay for itself and nobody is funding it. Thank you to the anonymous donation, who is definitely not watching this video, because I know who it is. But yeah, it is a bit like, yeah. And Mirio doesn't look like he does anything for XDWC, but if you're in the mapping channel or the admin channel, it's like 90% Mirio. 90% Mirio, 10% Des talking shit. And then 1% me complaining about something. This is broken. Oh, fix it then. Because I'm in there with no access to anything. Like, ooh, hey up. Okay. Nice bit of lag. I was added purely so that I could be given things like the maps early. I was added to the channel and stuff like that. And then, so I don't have any real powers. It's quite funny that people think I do though. I like keeping up the appearances with some people that I have actually got access to the servers and can ban people and stuff like that. No. I did have the Archon password for XDWC, but never needed it. But regular servers, I haven't got anything. There used to be a guest read-only account, but it doesn't exist anymore. Which is annoying because it means I can't pull the demos and fix the problem that we've currently got, where demos aren't rendering. Demo machine broke. I'd also trust a dog to log into admin XDF servers. I mean, if we're trusting Des, come on. Surely. No, I probably shouldn't be trusted with any server admin capabilities. Which one's Haste You? Good run. Classic run. Unfortunately, not being able to get in. Well, there we go. Yeah, I still don't remember the map. Koto makes hard maps. It's quite rude of him. Koto would be an absolute name to be reckoned with on HP if he actually ground playing maps hard. Because he is incredibly good. I'm surprised I mentioned KZ to him. When did I talk to him about KZ? He was here earlier. You still here, Koto? Did I talk to you about KZ or did I just dream it? Because I feel like you would enjoy KZ. This run is just long enough to possibly not get a rocket launcher. Okay, it does get a rocket launcher. Yeah. It's just long enough to be a really good, because I got a 38, I think, something around there, before I gave up on the, and found out about the rocket launcher. So it's like just enough to be a really good no rocket launcher time. As it happens, it's a fairly standard and decent rocket launcher time. I would be really annoyed though. I'm kind of glad it's not a really good no strafe time, just pure strafe time, because I would be so mad if I did, like, that would be a really, really good time. Like, make a map where you're underwater and have to not drown. But Xonotic swimming physics suck. You can instead just apply a trigger hurt. And make sure it's a personal trigger. Yeah, that was what Floopy found while we were playing. You don't have to go all the way down and stack. You can, but you have to be really good at stacking. That's a really hard stack to do. Oh, Banano found it. Huh. I guess he wasn't able to do the strafe bit before then, because I don't remember his time being like on the world record list. Because it is a mad run-in as well to get that. Yeah, if you do a trigger personal, yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So I found out if you can set friction in water. There's a lot of commands about water that don't work, and I was trying to make something, you know, in Mario Kart when you go off-road and it slows you down. I was trying to make something like that for my XDWC map, because it was really difficult to make a noob route that wasn't just going to be too fast, and so I wanted to add water that was slower. So yeah. So I was fucking around, and the thing was, I was trying to work out, nice double video, I was trying to work out why the physics weren't applying, what physics would apply and what physics wouldn't apply. So I was obviously setting them to extremes, you know, so friction 0, but if you do water slick, water with 0 friction, you can absolutely fly through the water, but it still slows you down. When you let go, it will slow you down, but you can like slick strafe. It's really weird, really fucking weird shit. That's a nice turn. Ooh, good rocket. Straight back at it. Doesn't think it's a world record run. Doesn't care. Back at it. Oh, I forgot about this run. I was meant to put this towards the start. Yes, this is the original of last year's. No purple step on this map, but it's a lot harder of a map. This would have been a brutal map. It was difficult to get through for just like anyone, but this run from inside, very nice run. This map was created because VP didn't know we didn't have skims here. Fun fact. He still doesn't have an offline testing environment. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like physics messing around with maps that would be fun to do, because of like, you can edit so much stuff in Xonotic that it would just be fun to edit. And have some weird ass like Kota's tank controls map. Beautiful. Nicely done. Per player triggers having a VQ3 route. VQ3 routes are possible. Xonotic can pick up those bits of information and load the correct things, I think. But yes, the relevant physics are global, so you can't make somebody you also can't enable the commands, because the commands require a restart of the server. So you can't do that, because I did want to do that at one point. I wanted to change physics, on a map. I wanted to have you like do a run and then gravity changes, and you do the run with different gravity, and then do a run with VQ3 physics enabled, and then yeah, but it's not possible because most of the commands require a server restart or map reload, whatever, light level restart of the game. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a gravity brush, isn't there? So I could do that. We'll see. We'll see what I do. I kind of want to make... Oh. Said this a while ago and never got round to it. I kind of want to make all of Quake 1 and just give you ammo and stuff. And I'm not sure how to, like, all of Quake 1 in one map. I'm not quite sure how to handle ammo. I know that I can take ammo away at the end of episodes and stuff like that. That's easy enough. But obviously the only thing would be doors would have to be permanently open, I guess. Sticky doesn't remove when you kill, but you could set you could have the spawn room be whatever your default is, whatever your first one is, couldn't you? With sticky it, reset everything with a brush in spawn or whatever. Yeah, there'll be like 2 maps that use it. Either that or it's been hit by spaghetti code, and there was something that used to get reset every time someone reloaded, but they took that code out of the player bit. And now, you know, it was kind of tagged in with something else that got removed or something like that, or moved elsewhere. I've seen a couple of bug reports and bug fixes while just browsing the You know, just being in the Xon dev channel, you see the bug reports and the bug fixes and stuff come through. And sometimes there is stuff that's just like, oh, we moved this out of the player and into a different file, and then it got broke because we forgot that this other bit gets tagged from the player. So that first thing was never triggering, so the second thing never triggered. Ooh. I believe that the last record we saw of this, that was not slick, that it was go through the hole. I do not remember the slick route. This map is such a pain and so tricky unless you do but when you do the fast route, it's not that bad. I mean, it's still not great, but like, you've got to get some absolute nails, but that first bit around the outside is mad. Source comes in every year for XDWC. He comes in and he just takes some of the... You don't think some of these maps are low-hanging fruit, but apparently they are. To a pro like him, low-hanging fruit, mate. Low-hanging fruit. Felt like fire was not let go of for about 30 seconds there. 30 seconds, it was a 13-second run. Felt like it. At least 5 seconds just at the start. It's just boom, 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 boom. Perfect metronomic. That's such a good up ramp. So little speed lost. Absolutely perfect. That hit, really hard to get the spacing for. It feels like this... Halvor makes maps beautifully for fast spacing. It's something I can't remember he told me or someone else told me that he had said. Make maps fast, like make it and then make it further. Like if you've got a down ramp you want someone to land on, make it really far, because slow players will hit it twice and be happy for the extra speed, and fast players will hit it once. There are some times where it'll be a pain in the ass because someone will be just fast enough to only hit it once, and that's a pain in the bum when you're in that specific point, but usually it works out. But you either hit it twice or once. Or once is faster. So just be faster. Yeah, it does have nice lighting. It's got that, like, it's not super lighting. It's just accents and stuff. Which makes it good because Xonotic doesn't really have a, it's got a great lighting engine if you really use it. Like Kota did on map 5 of 2025 XDWC. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Mirror's Edge is absolutely great design. And Portal. I love like simple maps like this. Just enough. And the weird thing is, so it's actually a lot of work still to create a map even like this. Because you've got to get the textures and resize them on everything so that it's the correct size for the correct blocks. And then you've got to cut all of the brushes that you want black and grey and change those bits and stuff like that. Portal just crashed on you? Rip. Steam Deck verified, mate. Here's the fast version of that run then. Although I think we've already seen the fastest version, I'm pretty sure. Pretty good. all the secondary fire grenades at the start. Is that thing going lower than Infinity did a little while ago? Rip. DBWR. This isn't the WR, I don't think, as well. That's definitely a repeat. Okay, something's gone wrong with my uploads and downloads. Is that really 3 in a row? Is that the same? Oh, it's 3 in a row with 3 different things? Nah. Get gone. That is the problem with some of them. We are now towards the tail end of the month here. So if you're the only one playing, there will be none. That could have been set on multiple different days because we're now into XDWC for sure. Towards the end here with a lot of Riffo records because he was boycotting XDWC. He just goes for a straight shot down at the floor pretty much to get the height needed. Just carrying the speed that he already had. I feel like that should have been slick. I don't know why. Like, blue just like, I have to test it. I feel a bit dumb, but also sorry because I've accidentally got someone to do some making of a speedrun thing for me. And I'm like, I would really like this to work, but I do not have the skills nor talent to make it. But the guy making it will never use it. Fun thing about speedrun timers, the people who make speedrun timers never play speedruns. It's the old teach a man to play games and you'll entertain him. Teach a man to make games, he'll never play one again. And may become a trans girl. That's also a thing that can happen. Yeah, sometimes the blue... I think the reason a lot of maps are terrible at doing slick is because Quake 3 DeFrag has had... That hit. Quake 3 DeFrag has had slick indicator for ages, where there's an overlay. So they can get away with it. There's a lot of maps that, if you think, why is this random thing slick? It's because they assumed that you would have the overlay on. Which is like rude, because some people I know hate the overlay and how it looks. This map, I want to see this record. I forgot to see this record because I tested this map and had to cheat to get through it. Because Floopy wanted to know if something worked. I couldn't finish it. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. The overlay is a crosshatch pattern. So my MX Crab Left is faster map. The checkpoint thing on that, but blue, is what slick looks like. Which means that if it is a blue floor, you can barely see it. But if it's just the regular grey and they've added a surface palm, there is a lot less of it. It depends how they've built the map. Because in Quake, you can just dump a slick brush kinda near. You duplicate any old brush and then make it slick, and it will work. Whereas Xonotic, you have to make the brush that has texture, you have to make that not standable on, because otherwise it'll go through and you'll have the Z fighting thing of is it slick, is it not slick. Or you set the brush to surface palm, This map looks terrible because the replaced texture for this, like these red ones, meant to be a really cool texture. But it is a cool map. I managed to finish it, which I was pretty proud of. I should probably do that on the server as well. I managed to finish it offline. Took a while, but I did. Oh no. Intent wrecking. Oh, is it a multi? Okay. It's a multi-checkpoint thing. You kind of go from the same place and go to multiple things. Oh, this isn't the what I'm thinking of. Okay. There's the something map that a load of people were playing on HP. Quite a long map. Gives like competitive, long map, competitive strafe vibes. But it's obviously the same textures. But not the same. Then your beta man amino arc before we went and got 522 HP records. I know. What a troll. What a troll. Even Source had to respect the troll on that one. Ooh. Nice. Nicey, nice, nice. That feels like one of those runs that's like just good enough that it's actually really hard to beat, but has some obvious mistakes in it, like not quite getting down that hole. But it's the sort of things that each one only adds up to half a second, and then you maybe got a second and a half of mistakes, so it feels really bad, but at the same time, actually it's quite hard to beat that because all of the things you didn't make a mistake on. This is a very Lundra map. B-Hopper, I believe. So with the AD strafings. And here we are. That is a story for another day. Run, don't stop. The maze level. 77 minutes, 37 seconds, and 89 hundredths. The video will continue, but the stream will not. And back into the game we go. So we now have Run, Don't Stop by 2. So this map is quite incredible. You can't stop jumping, otherwise you die if you stop jumping. So it's a very, very long map, and it must be an absolutely painful thing to do in VQ3, but people have done it. So we're just going to vibe out this morning. It's very early where I'm recording. And yeah, the way to stay sane while doing this, because I'm recording this at a time where nobody's going to come and join me, I don't think. But the way to stay sane is going to be hopping into the relaxed running server and just playing whatever turns up. So turn on game here. I think we're going to go up in this top corner just here. So yeah, we're just going to play. We're going to watch out of the corner of our eyes what 2 is doing. So it's a big maze, but it's impossible to go wrong. The map looks a lot more like a maze when you look at it from top down, but yeah, you just have to keep jumping as far as I'm aware, and keep strafing. And it feels like the sort of thing that it's going to be very difficult to take much time off of the record, which I'm hopeful is true, because that means that we won't be getting too many records on this. There was a limit on the length that records could be to be recorded and uploaded, but that got removed, and we're seeing how it goes. It could go well, it could go terribly. I think it was 25 minutes. Anything longer than 25 minutes wouldn't get recorded. But how many times a month are you going to get world records on something as long as Run Don't Stop, really? Over on here, we're on RR. I haven't been on RR in ages. I've been trying to play mostly RTG, Respect the Grind. Trying to just get some proper times, because I go AFK, I can't play for a full hour and a half. But if I play for 20 minutes and then go away and then come back, at least on RTG, the map will still be going and I can kind of get used to it more. Which is generally how I get good at XDWC maps. Well, that was quite rude. Little bump there for 2. Seeing out the corner. The commentary on 2's run may not be the greatest. This is full podcast hours now. Got a 2-minute run on this. I better get going. It's a bit of a long map for RR. In fact, I think the rocket version's on HP. Incredibly. Please get down, thank you. Might have to give Run Don't Stop a go at some point. Might be one of those maps that I do one run on just to prove that I can do it. It's definitely, that's the wrong side of that pillar. It's definitely one of those maps. It is of course one of the maps of all time. And I am playing absolutely rubbishly this morning. See, this would be a good map for me to actually go for as well. This is the sort of strafe map. It's in my wheelhouse. A little bit longer. Not Run Don't Stop. Cool 1, 2, 3 that's up in the corner. Got your extra gameplay. I did think like I'd need some like Subway Surfers or something. I was like, well, Xonotic, you know. I actually considered Minecraft in vertical resolution and fitting it in. Let's run out the timer and watch more properly for 2's run. Fairly tough around the corners. You've got to assume this is all sight reading and that 2 didn't do multiple runs. I mean, there's no checkpoint times. Let's see if he had map Run Don't Stop. Let's have a look at the records. So we have on the records, 2 took the record. Yeah, the first time it was played, 2 took the record. 5 with a 130. Kota with a 133. Mirio put in a second place 125 a few days later. Malice has then put a 126 and then gone second, slightly faster than Mirio, with a 125.42. So 5 people have completed it. Very nice. Maybe I'll have to be the 6th. 2 absolutely stomping it though. This is like a lot faster than everyone else. This isn't just a small amount faster. This is a very good chunk faster than everybody else is managing to put onto this map. So we'll have to see how it turns out. Future runs, if anybody decides to go and actually grind it out. This map's quite a challenging map, so definitely don't steal my route on here because I'm terrible at this map. vibes in. Did you get the vibes in? Something like that. I think actually, do you take the stairs even? Maybe? That's quite good. Let's see, the landing, yeah, it is massively slower. And if you could take those stairs, double tap, maybe, no, not really. I'm actually thinking it's better to just get a stronger circle jump and then here. Dung, dung. Ooh, yeah, that's awkward. That's awkward, but it might be better. Two's built up some good speed here. Seems to be moving a bit more fluidly. Yeah, you gotta assume it's sight reading. The fact there wasn't even a checkpoint 1, and it's the first run on the server that the record comes from, surely he's never done it before. Bit of a bump there. It is I mean, it's a good enough map to sight read for sure. You can definitely sight read it. Because you've got these long corridors, you can just kind of see where you're going. The optimization is really the ability to swap between WA and AD to get around the corners. I mean, it's almost like he knows what map he's playing. Gets on the gas, then take the corner. Like, has he actually played this before? Because there was a W turn in one of those, and he just knew that he, like there. He seemed to just know that he could W turn that because there wasn't a corner after it. Very interesting, very interesting. Like, he's sight reading that map better than I'm able to read this map that I have played multiple times and should remember the proper route for, but I can't. Turns out all you need to skim in this game is a massive lag spike. Hope everybody watching is doing well. If you've made it this far into the stream, or whether you skipped straight through to, of course, the best run of the week. Ooh, pretty good. Nah. I'm going to quickly tab out and note something down that I remembered that I should have noted down the other day. There we go. Noting down that run-don't-stop should be put at the end of the streams, whatever comes up, so that it's not smack bang in the middle. This is half of the week. This is your month. I keep calling it weeks. I don't know why I keep calling it weeks. That's walk-ups, which I haven't done in many weeks. Should be back to this week though, so hopefully when you see this video, it shouldn't be too long until a walk-up video. from me. If you enjoy the Quake 3 content. It's just a bit too difficult to do them through XDWC, and then you kind of don't realise how long XDWC lasts. You know, 6 weeks? Okay, sure. But then you get along and it's 7 because you've got the videos to upload in the final week when it ends. You know, you miss one at the start, you miss one at the end. Then you've got an extra week for the recap video, and then it becomes this, you know, and then that week takes up a real week because, yeah, it's not pre-recorded stuff, it's not from last week, it's this week's, and but I'm going to go through all the records of all the ones that I've missed. That'll be fun. Ooh, 0.01. This side screen should just remind you that, you know, except for this record that 2's set, records don't come easy. And sometimes you don't know why you come through a third of a second slower and then suddenly gain a third of a second after. What's going on there then? Massively slower here. And I'm a third of a second behind. This should be it. Oh. This will probably be one of the well, actually, no, I did a decent grind session the other day on RTG. But I was going to say this might be one of the longer grind sessions I do outside of XDWC. Whee! We got 17th. Nice. Just above Des. As all things should be. Yeah, doing RR rather than RTG because then I don't have to think about maps. I can just V-next if a map is getting a bit long in the tooth, under 20 minutes. Two, of course, no chance to rest his hands. So for as long as we've been grinding here, you know, after every run I can let go of the mouse, rest my hands. Oh, and I should ask him. Let's see if he's awake at the some point during the stream. We'll ask him. Let's see. Did 2 use toggle hop for the run, which is where you can toggle hop. Okay, I have to do it twice. So I can press the button, and I'm now hands completely off the mouse, and then click it. And so rather than toggle hop off, where just as well. I suppose it depends what button you use for jump. I personally use right click. Makes things a little bit easier. Although it wasn't really for making things easier. So the way that I ended up with my strange binds, I remember playing Quake and seeing people's strange binds back when I first started playing CPMA. And I was like, oh, I wish I had weird binds like that. And now I do. So I was already using ESDF, I think, at the time I started playing Quake, because I needed more buttons for Unreal Tournament. So I moved to ESDF, which is funny because I used to use, well, I still do, I use the button next to the inventory button, you know, shift everything across for ESDF, So T for me, but it used to be R, because I couldn't hit shift even on W, A, S and D, and now I play ESDF and my fingers just grew very long between the age of like 13 when I started playing games, 12, 13, when I started playing PC games, and then, yeah, so I used to use that for sneak in Minecraft rather than shift, because I couldn't reach the shift button consistently. Ooh, that's a good time. So that's quite funny that I'm now doing that. But yeah, I fractured my thumb, the base of my thumb, and was put in a splint, so I couldn't press space. So the obvious answer to that is to swap thumbs and to use a mouse button on the side of my mouse. I've got buttons on the side of my mouse, so I used one of those for jump. And that, you know, it's the obvious thing to do, just swap thumb. Took me a bit of getting used to, but it was quite easy to do because I tried to lift my thumb up. And so for ages I had my thumb hooked under, there's actually a smooth patch under my keyboard, under the base of my keyboard, because I used to hook my thumb under it. I no longer do that, and I now do a terrible thing where like my thumb's curled above my spacebar, which is absolutely terrible for posture. I should probably go back to sticking it under my pad, because this is quite comfortable actually. The only problem is I have to flick it up and out to hit the reset button, which, yeah. But having space free to have a reset button, but also to have things like punch or kick or whatever in games where you don't reset very often, that's quite nice. So it was my hook binding offhand hook for Instagib. But yeah, I now have absolutely messed up binds because so the right click then came from having that set up with the secondary button, the like mouse back and forward side buttons on my mouse. But then the button started to break one year for XDWC, I think 2021 actually, it was a long time ago, 2021 or 2022. And the button started to break and it would just turn, you'd wiggle and it'd slightly turn itself off. And then it wouldn't turn back on because you hadn't repressed it. So I stopped using it because that was annoying. And I'm glad I did, because it's much better playing Quake 3 with like pressing the button multiple times to jump. Much better to use right click. Though I do grip my mouse way too hard in XDF now. So that's an unfortunate side effect. Get a good start on this and then I'll have a very good run. Two still just zooming through the map. Let's take a short break and just focus on two's run. I do think it's important. Yep, it's still exactly the same. I wonder how this map was made. I mean, I could go into it in not an editor. But I wonder if the floor is just a massive box for a floor and a roof, and then the walls were added on top of that, or whether everything actually is lined out without being walled. I think they just gave up on checkpoints as well. Unless this map's been scaled, there is a chance that this map is so big that it ends up getting scaled. And what that means is that when we port maps that get scaled from Quake 3, if they're outside of the bounding box of the default game, the game can read them and can do the geometry for them. But if they're outside of 65,000 across, something about 60, it might be double that, it might be plus to negative 65,000, but anyway, if they're outside of the bounding box of it, then they the game can't convert the checkpoints and the entities, so maps don't work if the finish is outside. If the checkpoints are inside, it's fine. Are outside, sorry. But if the start, it will always put the start in the right place. But if the finish is outside, it won't convert it. And that's really interesting. I had to fix up Porn Star Super Slopping. Slick. Just Super Slopping. Because it was outside. The start was in, but then you got past like checkpoint 3 or something. Because it had been scaled. It was just slopping, but scaled up and with a rocket launcher. It was very interesting. It's a very interesting map because it only gives you one rocket in the default game. Big hit there. Unfortunate. I'll have a look at the... Where's my Firefox gone? There it is. So, checkpoints and speeds and strafe. So 2's average speed was 757, Malice had 702, and then Mirio has 717, 5e has 722, so 5e the second fastest, and has the highest strafe percent. Let's see if I can get a Firefox window in here. There. Bring it up above, and apologies, zoom it, oops. It's locked, there we go. Zoom it down. Yeah, you might be able to see here. Pop that up here. Yeah, 2's time, Malice and Mirio and 5e and Kota. Start speed doesn't matter, really. You could just walk straight out of there. Having 670, 696, mad. Like, full pre-run, if you didn't catch it at the start. 2 did a full pre-run. Top speeds, also maybe not going to matter. But yeah, interesting that 5e's got the highest strafe percent. But I would assume that that's potentially more W turn. So W turn like that wouldn't give you a strafe percent because you're not strafing, but it is still acceleration. Whereas AD turning will give you bits of strafe percent, but it'll also be minuses if you overturn. But at the speed you're going, you're less likely to be overturning a lot. You're just more likely to pass the wall a little bit. But yeah, interesting that 5e managed to take probably a decently longer route. I mean, if we do some maths here, let's pull up a calculator. So 90 times 60 plus 21 is 5,421 seconds. Okay, let's call it 5,422 because it's very close. Go with backspace. Apparently I'm not allowed to backspace on the calculator in Ecosia. Oh well. 90 times 60. Three. Okay. Speed is distance divided by time. So distance is speed times time. So times 722 is that. Then Malice has a 85 times 60, that's minutes. 85 times 60. Plus 42, 43. and then times 702. We bring this across. Drop that in there, and there. So this is Malice's time, Malice's distance, 3,610,386 units, and this is 5e's distance. So another 300,000 units. That's the biggest gap we're going to get, because 2's average speed is higher, but actually it's kind of not. So 77 times 60, that's 2's time, plus, we'll call it 38, we're just rounding to the nearest whole. So it's a big difference. I mean, this is 5,000 seconds. It's a big difference, actually. What was the average speed of 2? So 757 times 757. 2 going the shortest distance and the fastest average speed by a chunk, like Malice being second. There's a really short. So yeah, 5e going long keeps a good amount of speed. I'd think Kota with that kind of difference to 5e, but such a high average speed difference, I'd say Kota probably just hit more walls, but probably also went a shorter line. Top speed, big difference as well. Malice's top speed, very interestingly, I did see we were faster towards the start, much more straight lines towards the start. So Malice's speed much smaller. Checkpoint deltas here, is there any? Oh right, yeah, this is checkpoint 1 took, checkpoint 2 took. So yeah, 18 minutes, 18, yeah. I think that some of these checkpoints are outside, or maybe there is just 7 checkpoints in there. Just spaced strangely. You know, a minute, 2 minutes there. Oh, Malice's first checkpoint, very slow. Pretty close between 5e and Kota. A little bit of back and forth. 5e a little bit faster here. Kota must bring it back on one of these, couple of seconds. Not too much, actually. Just, yeah, I think this is just less than I think it is, adding up the seconds, and that's very close. And that's, yeah, it's the other way around. That's a lot, actually. That's a minute. So there's your time. There's your time. Yeah, interesting. Oops, just punched the mic. Interesting. The distances. Super short, super fast distances there. With 2 being the fastest and the shortest on that one. We'll now hop back to me. We'll see what we can get. Oh, slick. Oh dear. This isn't going to be good. Who got it then? Mac. Just sub 7s.
Yeah, mate, yeah! The time? How about you ask your little sister, you fucking dickhead?
Mac, it's 6.99. Pretty good time. The pot hunter is dizzy. Gotta get better spacing there and not DJ it. And then try and make that corner. would be nice. No. BBWR. Okay, nice. This could be good. Yes! Oh, wow. It's not actually good at all. What? Okay, strafing through there is faster. Whoops. Okay. Well, you know, sometimes you got to think outside the box. We are 33 minutes, 33 seconds, 33 milliseconds into the Fantastic 2 run. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying everything. Oh, update on, I think I talked about this earlier in the video. Update on the Quake auto splitter. It works! We got it working. I need to do some edits to it so that it works better. But first I want to test that it's reliable. Because doing the edits is actually quite difficult. Oh yeah, I need to slick that second section. Yeah, doing the work is actually quite difficult because of how Quake does in-game timing. It starts at 1.4 seconds or 1.399998 seconds. Because that's how much time it takes to load all the entities. That's how it sort of loads the entities in the order it loads them in and everything. And it's quite interesting how it does it. And then, but that means for some reason the in-game timer is actually wrong when you export the code of how long the run has taken. So you export that to the out-of-game timer by looking at the variables in the game, in the yeah, and for some reason it's not the timer that the in-game time says. It starts at 0 when you've already got a second and a half on the real timer. But then that adds to the in-game time, so you have to do some maths. And yeah, but the other thing with it is that when you're doing in-game timing rather than real timing, you pause on the intermission screen. So it actually means that if you pause on the intermission screen, pause the timer on the intermission screen, your real time will be faster than your in-game time because of that pausing, which is very strange for most games. Oh, that was a nice one, but not fast enough to get there. But yes, I have got it working now. I'm very, very pleased that I've got it working. We have a reply from 2. Does not remember whether they used toggle hop or not. It's possible because they were thinking about using it. So it is possible. Just sending a message in the Discord about the maths that I did earlier.
Objects that I've shoved up my arse. Vibrators. Dildos. Pens.
Hey GH, how you doing? Check Discord for maths. For quick maths. And please check out the insane run by 2. And not the slightly dodgy run. Remember, all WRs start just the same as this. All these runs are WR possible until I fuck them up with a terrible circle jump. Have you seen we've got HP VQ3 GH? Nice. I didn't know we had it until Morrow sent me and Des the logon details to be able to upload maps now. And he was like, "We put the VQ3 this one's for VQ3 HP map." I was like, "What? When did that happen? Where did we get that server?" Oh, about 20 minutes ago. Ah, found it. Yes, it is, because I decided that a 77-minute run of run-don't-stop was probably not something I'd be able to entirely just blitz my way through. You know, I've done pretty well in the past with things like that, with the VP 100 weeks, but this map really, you know, there ain't a lot. So we have some extra Subway server type content. If you want to try and beat the WR, because this run is actually very good. Yeah, this run is actually very, very good. For a first run at all, no checkpoints. Whew. High average speed, high strafe percent. Not the highest average speed, actually. Banano's just got mugged off because apparently you can't give shoutouts too often. So JH got a shoutout for saying hi, and Banano gets mugged off. Fortunately, this on-screen bot doesn't care. It's actually not run don't stop, it's jump don't stop. It's if you stop jumping. Like let me check Discord for what server's free. Bollocks, all HP maps are full. Rip. And both people are actually playing on them. Never mind. I don't think I've got the map. No, I'm not restarting my game. Can't be bothered. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's jump don't stop from what I was told. That it's about not jumping. We'll add it to the list of things what I should do. I still have the New Year's Eve stream of trying to finish Climb World planned. If I can get away with it. But considering that both the people that I live with have said we're going away for New Year's and I'm not, you know. I think I'll probably be alright to stream all New Year's Eve. No, it's just an enormous map. I think it's been scaled. I suspect that it's been scaled because if you look in that top corner that I'm blocking, let me bring up the checkpoints on screen. Actually, Firefox there. Turn off Xonotic. So if you look at the checkpoints here, checkpoints delta, you've got a 2-minute checkpoint, a 3.5-minute checkpoint, an 18-minute checkpoint, an 18.5-minute checkpoint, a 12-minute checkpoint, 16, 5. I think there's probably a checkpoint every 2 to 4 minutes. But the map is scaled, so it's been built with like 10 units across that you couldn't fit a player through. And then I think it's been scaled, and when you scale stuff out of the world border for Xonotic, it can't convert the entities, which is just lucky that the finish is in the entities. Or there is just, like, bugger all. But my theory is that it's scaled. That is my current going theory for the map, that, yeah. The map's been scaled up. And yeah. Can you imagine this slick? JH is really grinding to lose his VIP now. There is no such thing as a super VIP, so you know, you just lose it. Either that or it buffer overflows and you get banned. One of them. The funny part is my my Twitch recap didn't have channel points split this year, or I don't know if anyone's did. Last year it said who spent the most channel points, and the very interesting one last year was that it wasn't JH. Because of the amount I refunded on JH's VIPs, it wasn't his. It was one of my other friends who had used stuff that I don't just press the refund button so much. And so, yeah, channel points gained and spent was not... It wasn't broken down this year. I assume that it would be JH this year for sure, because...
Yeah, mate, yeah! The time? How about you ask your little sister, you fucking dickhead?
I got an amazing MacMac reaction earlier because I looked at who'd got the 6.99 and it was MacMac. So I did the MacMac reaction and it got the "why don't you ask your sister, you little dickhead." And I did a well-timed quip and said, Mac, it's a 6.99. Getting a well-timed bombo. This, honestly, might be the best grind session that I've had in a couple of years. I've had a good run... I've had a good run on a VP map that quite a lot of people have played. I've got this good run on here. I might be climbing the leaderboards. Just from actually, you know, trying for more than about 30 seconds on certain maps. Happens every once in a while. I decide to get good. Alright, as the map rolls over, we will take a proper look at VP, see how he's doing. Going well. That 800 speed. His average speed was 757. So, interesting. You know, you can see where it drops through these sort of tricky corners. And then going back up and gets up to about 800, just under the 900 mark. So you can definitely see where the 750s are. Nah, there's no post XDWC level up this year. Last year, yes. Last year there was a definite post XDWC level up. But this year, I don't think I've got better from playing XDWC. I think over the past year, I have improved my skill. By playing... By rarely playing, but trying on maps that I do play. Whereas now, you know, the last couple of days I've done a few runs on various maps. This is a terrible map I'm vending. Yeah, and all the maps that I've played recently, I've got, you know, gone for actual decent times on. Whether it's been RR or RTG. I've been trying to play RTG, so when I go AFK for a while, I come back to the game and the map's still there. So I play for 20 minutes, then I go watch a 10-minute video, come back, look something up, you know, that sort of thing. I can ADHD around and come back to the game and it still be the same map, because that's been a problem for me. It's how I got decent at Clobster, was just by consistently playing it. But I find it difficult to pick maps. It's the reason I kind of just pick a single... Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I can actually do monkey type in the middle of this. Where's my Firefox? Just full memes. Yeah, it's the reason I kind of look for a single category I can play for full game speedruns. I should probably just do like Mario Kart Wii or something at some point, but yeah, it's the thing that keeps me from doing Art of Rally category speedruns, because the single category speedruns are like there's not enough variety there. I don't know. It's just always the same stuff. Whereas the multi-category ones, even though it's random and it's bullshit, the problem is that the car I want to play is like a 3-hour run, because I'd rather be playing Group B or Group S. Anyway, that was terrible. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. What we got on this map then? Nobody's finished it. Damn it. I don't know how to edit those bits. Good speed coming up here. Over 1,000 for the first time that I've seen in a while. 51 minutes into this. That is 2 Quake full game runs from me. And you can rest your hands in the Quake full game run in certain places. This is a long... Like most full game speedruns that get popular are faster than this. It's quite an interesting one with a lot of full game speedruns, because to be a popular category, you should probably be like a good runner, should be able to finish it in about an hour. Because otherwise no one's going to run it if it's like a 4-hour game. But, yeah. Oh yeah, I fixed this map, by the way. Again, advertising my services. I will fix maps. If you spot maps that should have slick that don't have slick, let me know. If you want to request a map, but it's broken somehow with, you know, dodgy slick, like this map had no slick here. But then people started to glitch into the slick, and that was way worse. But it's not too difficult to fix. It really isn't. All I had to do was go in, take this slick layer, take the box that was underneath that was making it not slick, and move them around so that they were no longer interfering with one another. Not a difficult thing to do. I need to DJ cancel up to there. Why is this box not in the middle? Very rude. Damn, I've actually got a decent time on this map. That's worrying. Maybe I should actually think about what the strat is. It definitely ain't this, is it? Ooh, nice glitch. A little bit of maybe a preemptive bit of culling just there. Very nice map though, even if half of it is useless. Still keeping an eye on how 2's getting on. About the same as he has been for the last 55 minutes. Not much has changed. Oof. We love all world records in this game. Oh, I probably could have made it straight here. Damn. Just gotta go faster. One day we may have a complete world record history of the Xonotic DeFrag edition of Run-Don't-Stop, when people have found out how to break through walls and got the record down to some insane, like 12-minute time or something. Or, potentially, nobody ever plays the map again. It is the problem with these sort of maps that are so long that you're only ever going to play them once. Like, someone like 2 gets a record. Oh, piss. Oh, piss. And that's kind of it for most people. You know, someone else is going to have to come in and probably one-shot the WR. It's unlikely we'll see. Because the problem is there's not much individual map skill to the map, you know? It's a very high skill run from 2, but it's general skill. So without the, you know, if this run had been set 4 years ago, right now we'd have players beating it, capable of beating it one shot, because the general skill of the game of Xonotic has gone up hugely, especially from the 2023 World Championship, where all the pro VQ3ers came across. And murked us, and Goblin's reign of terror began. I still think Dizzy could beat him. You know, there's many things. We need Mac to come back. We need Goblin to be washed. Trundling up to the 1 hour mark now. See if we can see it across the line. Terrible. I don't actually know what I did to get a good run on this. I know that it was technically cheated, kinda, because it was post slick fix that I did the run. You know, most people didn't have slick, but still, it's actually quite a good run, even accounting for come on, I needed to get across that. I think the fast line is that you do jump there and then go in there. But I am by far not fast enough to do such a thing. So I'll be coming round the mountain as she comes. Go and beat me a rubbish record. Remember that all the time you've been watching, that we've been playing today, 2 has had their finger held down on the jump button, possibly. Possibly did it with auto hop, but let's take a quick peek at the records over in the Quake 3 land. Run, don't stop. There we go. Map was added 15 years ago. Very old map. The VQ3 record is a 150 by CMC. And the longest run is a 204. So pretty tight there, really. 15 minutes. 14 and a half. Last run there done 8 years ago. And then the record on the CPM side is a 1:19:17, which possibly does come down to the having to click every single time thing of the map. 20 runs in CPM on that map. Last one that I can see is 5 years ago, second from Slick. Most of them being 12, 13 years ago. Is there anyone better with the old top enabled? There's not even a run with the old top enabled. Oh, I'd unbind my reset key. This sort of thing, I'd just completely unbind it. But, Scrappy, the Trackmania player, plays long RPG maps with the reset key still bound on his controller. And it's so, like, it scares me more than it scares him. I think it scares chat more than it scares him. He's like, oh, I've only ever done it like twice. Like, once, and I'd have unbound it completely. It's like, yeah, but what if you want to reset on the start line, you know, consistently? Like, so for Trackmania, I unbind I bind it to Horn because it's easier. When I'm doing competitive matches, rounds-based matches, where if you restart, you lose the round, you know, and you get 0 points, I unbind it. I just bind it to Horn, and that's it. It's done. That's all it is. But if I do need to restart, you know, we're practicing warm-up or something, I can still press the reset bind that's on my keyboard. But it's just so scary. You're doing like 30-hour runs, or not 30-hour, 30-minute runs. Just madness. It's so scary not having your reset unbound. Although it depends where your reset key is bound to, I suppose. Because I don't technically unbind reset. Like, I've always still got it on delete. Which is my old reset key. I remember the first XDWC I played, and I bound it to delete, and Spike came in and was like, you use delete? Trackmania player. It's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I use space. Which is so funny when people use my computer. Here, try out my binds. I've got right click for jump. If you press space, you'll die. Inverted mouse. I was talking earlier when no one was here. It's weird saying like, oh yeah, no one's here, but this is obviously like for YouTube more than it is for stream. But anyway, I was talking when no one was here about binds and how fucked up my binds are now and how I wanted that ages ago. Oh, this is good. This is good. Take it. I'll take an improvement, cuddling up to wind. Yeah. Who was it Nero? Or was it someone else? Might have been Nero Zero. It might have been someone else using 3WER. Because that puts your thumb above the space bar and you can use the ZXC row, the whole bottom row of the keyboard, with your thumb. Which I thought that's absolutely genius if you can get used to how horrifically offset the keys are. Because they're like, it's not great that they're offset. I remember when I stopped using arrow keys and started playing Minecraft without them. Because I tried to play Minecraft with arrow keys, but it's basically impossible. unless you're left-handed. But it was so weird to use like slightly offset keys, and then 3 just way off.
I seen the end before the beginning, but I began the way I began. 'Cause all it took was
Yeah, it's absolutely mad. We've got 10 minutes left. Just 10 minutes on this incredible run by 2. Can you believe it? Time goes so fast when you're not actually watching the run and you know you're playing DeFrag on your other screen. Ooh, I'd press the wrong one so much if my mouse buttons. Yeah. Do you mean side mouse buttons as well, not like left and right click? It's the extra mouse buttons. Yeah. I have seen some people with things on weird buttons like left and right click with like momentum mod and stuff. What different communities think is completely ridiculous. 69, nice. And a bonk at 69. What different communities think is completely ridiculous is quite funny. Because there are some bee hoppers and surfers that have crazy stuff on their left and right. I mean, the turbines is kind of normal to surfers to have them on left and right click. But bee hoppers... yeah, there's a few bee hoppers I'm sure that probably have something like reset because they hold their mouse loosely, just like tapping it with the sides of their fingers, not actually holding the mouse. They can't click in runs, so it's not like they're ever going to use jump to click or click to jump. And then you've got the Quake players who are like, mouse 2 is forwards. I left click to go forward. I right click to go forwards. I left click to jump. What do you shoot with, spacebar? That I could never get behind. Like the reasoning that everyone gives for shoot on spacebar is that you click and you don't wobble. I'm like, how fucking tight are you? How hard are you clicking the button and how tight are you holding the mouse? I crush my mice, and I'm not like accidentally. I'm not accidentally flicking off of somebody trying to click a damn button. That's so bad that I need space to shoot. But it is quite funny seeing, like, because also different games prioritize different things. You know, shoot isn't even something you need in B-hop. Surf, do you need jump to be a reasonably accessible key, or can it be something else? Right click to jump comes a lot for a lot of people. Right click to jump is a simple matter of noise because smashing spacebar consistently is absolutely horrendous. KZ players putting crouch on different binds. Jump players not having a crouch button because they toggle, or yeah, not having a easily accessible because they're always crouched pretty much. So it's out of the way. Oh. We go again. Ooh, nice start. Bit of an overturn. Should be good spacing for the straight across. Nope. It feels almost wrong for the end of this video to come so soon. Having had half of it be run, don't stop. And to think Wait, what? You walk into this, it doesn't... Huh. No boost. Come one, come all. Join us in DeFrag. Oh, this is fast. Nope, I ate that ramp. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Ooh, close. Right, let's roll out the game and watch the run in. Three minutes left. Run of the year contender? Probably not. Yeah, it's a good job I didn't just try and watch this whole thing, honestly, because there's just not enough to talk about. You can generally get away with it in VP 100 maps and stuff. You can talk about sections. There's always something that happens, but yeah. Here's the max speed. There it is. That's the fastest, or maybe this line. Ooh. Good speed. This is going to get that average. It's such a long map that this probably doesn't even touch the average. The fact that it's faster. I mean, of course it'll do something, but it might not even, like that, this short of a section, maybe it'll get you something actually. It's longer than I thought. It is nice that it gets faster towards the end and you can kind of feel, but I suppose it's only if you know that this is coming. You wouldn't really know that the end is coming. I do wonder if 2 knew at all. Being in the first set of playthroughs, you might not actually know where the end is. The checkpoints are so off. Being like, you know, going from 2 minutes to 3 minutes to 20 minutes. What? Oh, the finish line tag must have been in the wrong place. There it is. The bonk at the end. But there we have it. Congratulations to... There's your record on the list. One of your 10 of the month. Thank you, everybody. Well, actually, it wasn't even on there. This is from ages ago, that video. Just got pushed through from 5 months ago. Thank you, everybody, very, very much for watching. Please do check out the things I said at the start of the video if you've forgotten about them. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that sort of rubbish. Join me on Twitch for when I stream these live. Thank you very much for watching. Congratulations to Tu for being the entirety of this second half of the video. Congratulations to all the players on the list who made themselves get a video. It's been wonderful. Thank you very much. And I will see you for a very short one for the November stream. See you then.